Bam. All right. Welcome to the Rocket Launcher Podcast. This is episode 172. I am your host, Supreme King. Join with me as always is my co-host, and his name is...
It's your guy Omezis.
All right, man. My co-host, he drugged me along. I was like, you know what? I don't really got much to say today, but I'm here. We gonna keep it consistent. I was like, I'm tired. I don't feel like it, but we gonna do it. We gonna knock this out. We gonna give y'all a jam-packed show of some cool topics here. I'm gonna be honest though, I have not been keeping up with what everybody else is saying, and you know what? That's actually probably a good thing, because it's like, do you need to see 15 videos of people saying the same thing, talking about the same thing? Maybe we could switch it up. Maybe we don't have to talk about the same thing. Like for example, this game here. This is your footage. Why don't you tell us real quick in the intro, well, how you doing, and then what do we got in front of us? What is this?
Well, one, I'm doing great, man. I don't know if you also saw a little side piece of news, but we got GTA 6 before we got GTA 6, which is, the joke of getting things before GTA. Mm-hmm. But Joyner Lucas, the rapper, dropped a song called GTA 6, where the whole music video is like if he's a character in it. And, it sounds like normal Joyner Lucas music, which I like, but I know some people don't. But yeah, that's the new joke. We got GTA 6 before it. But I'm doing good. And this game here, DNF Duel. So I was like looking through some of the Epic free games. Shout out to Epic. That's my little shameless plug. But I was looking through trying to find just like something that I could do for 20-minute little intervals at a time before actually playing something else. And I was also craving like a fighting game. And I ran into this one, DNF Duel. Which I think it's pretty fun. So you can see from this first fight, this was my first time playing, so getting used to the controls. And from the arcade mode, I got this dude, like everyone's named after like the class that they do rather than like a full name. So like this guy that I am is the Ranger because he uses guns. And then you have like the Grappler, etc. But it's a pretty cool game. They have a nice like you have your super moves, but you have like a stamina meter for those, so you have to do other moves in between. So you're not just like spamming the super moves over and over. A little bit of strategy involved in it. Very quick, easy to pick up game. The story mode, I tried that out a little. It's take it or leave it. It's really long dialogue and talking for like one fight. And then it just goes back to like 10, 15 minutes of just dialogue. Like the whole first chapter of it was pure dialogue. There was no fight. It was just talking for like 20 minutes. It was crazy. But the gameplay overall is pretty good. I know for this arcade mode, which you'll see in this video, I cannot beat the final one. It does the whole like ladder thing where you go through each round afterwards. You get to pick who your next opponent's going to be between two options, and then you get to the final round, and I still don't know the dude's name because it's just question marks, but I think you unlock him if you beat him. Cannot beat him. I've tried it several times. Like every time I've played this, I've made it to the final round, and then he just wipes the floor with me. But overall, especially for being like free through Epic, I think it's a pretty cool game, and it was nice to have a fighting game that didn't take up all of the PC memory. Like this thing was like 10 gigs.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, but pretty good. Pretty good. I enjoy it.
Okay. We'll talk more about some epic games like halfway through again, but yeah, they give out some stuff and then there'll be some hidden gems. There'll be some cool little things that you might not really be aware of. I know my library over there is like over 400 games, so I know this is dug up in there somewhere.
Yep.
Amongst a whole bunch of other things, big and small. So, shout out to them. We'll talk more about them later. I think the main topic I have, which ain't really even a topic, is we could knock this out in 5 minutes. I just want to know. I'm gonna ask you this question. I'll probably ask myself this question: is the Steam Machine's hype dead? Is it dead? What do you think?
Yes. So, well, you know what? The reason why I can say no is because I don't think it was that hype amongst the general public to begin with. I think I've said this before in our recordings that I said this really feels like somebody just wanted, like, it felt like more of a collect them all sort of thing. And I felt like they needed to really push the marketing towards, hey, you want to be able to do PC, but you don't want to have to bother with like an expensive PC build. Get this instead. Like, it's supposed to be targeted towards the console person. That doesn't help with the two big console companies openly admitting to be moving away from that type of stuff. But I felt like it needed to be marketed there, and I guess just because there hasn't really been any marketing that much for it, because they're still working on it, it doesn't feel like it's being marketed towards the console gamer. So this really just feels like people who are already Steam or like tech heavy and just want to collect them all to begin with. And I feel like they're still going to get it. So I think their hype is still there, but I feel like for the target audience, there is no hype, but I don't think there was to begin with.
I think the general public, maybe it was some word of mouth. The enthusiast was probably hyped a little bit. It seemed like it was a hot commodity in this first weekend because they announced it and then like gave it to a whole bunch of people to make videos on, or at least they were like visiting a few people or whatever, and they all had you know, opened it up and looked at a whole bunch of specs and stuff, and then they just went completely silent, and it was this whole RAM thing, and I think it left a bad taste in everybody's mouth because from our perspective, at least for me, you should eat that cost. Like, you should eat that cost. I know it's saying weird for somebody, because I felt that way about the regular consoles when they couldn't give you a full terabyte of storage in the very beginning, or at least the PS5 couldn't. And I'm like, why can't you do that? And then they were like, oh, we're opening up this thing to make a little whatever drive it was called, where you can go buy one and put it in there yourself, and you're screwing it down and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, you could have at least did 1 terabyte from the beginning. And it took them until they got to the PS5 Pro to actually have it with the 2 terabytes, I believe. And I was just like, well, that's what it should have been from the beginning, 1 to 2 terabytes.
Can I add on to what you're saying though? What do you say? It's like it seems weird to say to eat the price. I feel like it depends on the company. I don't feel like it's weird to say eat the price for something like Steam, like Valve or Sony, right? Like them trying to say we're trying to like cost cut, and it's like you're Sony. Whereas like, for example, I could say like if the Playdate, right, was like doing cost cutting stuff, it's like, well, yeah, because you're not one of those. You're sort of like getting into the market. I feel like there's a big deal. Like if we were trying to say the Playdate doesn't need to cut cost, I feel like that's a bit unfair versus like Sony. Like as you mentioned with the PlayStation, it's like they absolutely should have right away went 2 terabytes. It's like you have money, you can do
we're
this.
Still talking Steam though. Steam,
and I feel
being
like Steam
the leading platform on PC versus
like
all the other ones.
And that's where I feel like it's like you can eat this cost, like like RAM. Them saying the RAM price is going up shouldn't factor into Steam's movements, right? Because you're Steam. Like I don't know. That's why I agree with you.
Nobody really say this too, but it's just like, how much RAM do the AI people really need? Like once you get it, don't you just use it? Like are you just like, how much do you need? You should have a certain amount, and then that's it. Like we're just gonna never produce more. Like that's how it just sounded to me when they were saying like, oh, the RAM is gonna go to these people. I was just like, well, we just stop. Like I'm pretty sure there's a high amount of chicken that needs to go to like Popeye's chicken or something, but we don't just stop going everywhere else. Like I don't know. It was just the narratives that they had in there was a lot of fear mongering. I really hate when they do the fear mongering within it, because in reality, everybody can go and buy RAM right now, but it might just be a little bit more pricey. But I feel like when you were talking the Steam machine, because the Steam machine, I don't know what price they're looking for to drop this at, but if we got handhelds that have no problem dropping their product and putting $1,000 price tag on it, then why is the Steam machine hiding theirs? Like I just don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think to the casual, yeah, this is definitely dead. To the hardcore, I think they missed their mark a little bit because now people are more interested in hearing what the next generation console is going to be, because all of this hype around replacing the CEOs and returning to exclusives and all that stuff. So that takes away from the appeal of Steam. Steam was supposed to be the system that you get that replaces your console, and then you have both systems stuff on it. That's what it was supposed to be. And it went from that to you can't get the price down, there's a RAM shortage, and everybody else is like, they're talking exclusives and moving away from Steam, and then it might be underpowered but overpriced at the same time. So it was like almost a too good to be true kind of thing. Now I will say definitely for sure there is no hype around the headset. The headset is just there. If you want it, cool. I don't hear nobody giggling about that thing at all.
Do you consider it hype around the controller or more just talks around the controller?
I mean, people probably
that was the
it.
main thing I heard about.
That controller might be on the same level as like the Google Stadia controller, where it's just like it's there as an extra thing. It has a name behind it, but by itself, I don't know how much weight it holds. But I have no desire to really play the controller itself. For me personally, I was going with the Elite controllers because they were a little bit more versatile. I can use them on a console and a PC, including the Steam machine. But I don't think the opposite is true. I don't think you could take that Steam controller and move it to a console. And so, yeah, but that's all I really want to say on that. I just, I was hyped in the beginning. I was getting ready. I basically had a tiny little setup to play on it, but really it's a hollow hype because a lot of people have, like, we're talking Steam, right? So at the end of the day, it's still your PC library that you already have access to in some shape or form. So really it was a fantasy in itself, but we all have access to it in different ways already. So it's nothing that's really being gatekeeped. There's no real reason to like be like, oh, I really need this thing. So when they come out and they're saying, hey, play it on this and it's going to cost more than the thing that you already got, but possibly not be that much better in quality, it's like, then I don't know what I need it for. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. We can move forward. Let me look at my list. Okay. What's going on with what do you mean when you say PlayStation or Sony rebranding? I think you wrote something like that. What's that?
Yeah,
about?
so they just kind of broke recently, but apparently rolling out probably later this year. With like those insiders get a hold of the emails. Well, Sony is going to be retiring the phrase PlayStation Network and PSN, and they're going to be rebranding to just PlayStation. At first, I didn't see what they were rebranding to. All I saw was everything kept saying they were dropping the PSN, but nothing else about it's going to change. But they said they were dropping it, and like nothing said what. So I was just like, oh boy, what are they going to change their name to? Because it sounded like they kept saying they wanted everything to be under the like Sony banner. So I thought this was their way of trying to re-put things like the movies. Because they were really trying to push the movies and it just wasn't working. So I thought that was their attempt to do that again. But it seems like they just want to call it just PlayStation instead of Network. I don't know why all these marketing people, whatever they like, we got to rebrand, the first thought is always, you got to drop a word.
That reminds me of wrestling. Funny enough, we got to change a wrestler's name. Take away the
Yeah,
last name or something.
just drop the
Um,
last name or
that
just
doesn't
make
make
it
it.
the last name.
That doesn't make the audience just grasp it better. It
Well,
always
look at
cringes me though because it makes it seem like you look at the audience as being like not as intelligent to keep up or something. So you got to make
yep,
it easier. It's just like
yep.
it's insulting
Well,
to me.
look at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
You know it's not Dunkin' Donuts anymore, right?
Oh, it's
It's
not.
just it's Dunkin's.
Oh my gosh.
Look, it was rebranded. They dropped the word donut. Like there's a lot of the things that do that where they just drop one of the words. It's just like it's fresh now, and it's like again, it's like you said. It's like it makes me feel like do you think I can't say all of it, or do you think I don't have the attention span to say all of it, or I'm in so much of a rush
I
that we
mean,
gotta drop
it's silly.
the
Like
the final word? I don't under.
Nobody calls Twitter X.
Nobody
Like
does.
it's just silly. It's little
Matter of
silly
fact,
stuff.
all I see now, if they do mention X, it says X, and then in parentheses, it says formerly known as Twitter. So if anything, it got longer.
Yeah, it's just silly. These are silly things. But if that's what they all want to do, then fine. If anything, it makes it worse though, because like, now you have a different trademark and stuff, and then like it's almost like the Mickey Mouse kind of thing is like, well, if you don't pay and keep the other trademark going, somebody else could take the name that everybody remembers.
Yep, and now PlayStation Network is owned by somebody else. They're
It's
just
silly.
PS Network.
Yeah,
PSN will be gone. So
I don't know. I at one point I was calling them all a eShop because almost
yeah, they're all
everybody calls them
eShops.
eShops.
Yep.
So I don't know.
But I like the name just PSN. It worked. Like it was the network, the PlayStation Network. I don't know what this rebranding, what it's going to do. Like, does it just mean they get to type less? Like, is that like it's silly, but that's
It
what
means you give
expect
them
just to
more.
roll out.
You'll start to give them more money. That's what that means.
Oh, well, I have to now that they dropped the network. They deserve
No,
extra money for some reason.
you'll get more money for them making the $1 million decision because you know they obviously got to spend more money on some sort of survey or something that tells them that this is gonna work. So, anyways, Darksiders is on the screen.
Yeah, it is.
For anybody just to remember, there's like I believe a current gen version of this that's still set to come out in May. You can pre-order it right now. It's only $30. But I think you had a topic about this as well. What were you trying to talk about?
Yeah, and I guess you could also think about it in the background to see if you have an answer. But through playing this game, I realized I was thinking about like mechanics that are in older games that you just don't really see anymore. Either for better or for worse. It's not necessarily that it's bad. It could be, and in my case, I think it is. Or just things that you just don't see. And what I realized is it's gonna take a little bit of a explaining, but this game has a lot of puzzles in it, right?
Yeah.
I enter this room, and there's like broken bridges of like sewer, you know, like the walkways and everything that you'll see. It's like broken up, and there's just water everywhere, so you can like swim through to get the stuff. And there's this these pipes that are like broken, and you can see the like fumes coming out. And there's this deactivated bomb that needs to be set on fire in order to blow up this like wall that's blocking your path. So you walk in the room, and then on this upper platform, there's this machine, and I'm pretty sure that's what you use to light the fire. So it's like, okay, how do I get up there to light the fire, to solve the puzzle, to blow up the bomb? Is the idea. And I'm just staring around, could not figure it out. Like, I'm going around this room, trying stuff for a good, like, 20, 30 minutes of just, like, what is happening? And, like, really couldn't figure it out. So I ended up looking it up just to see. Like if I was missing something, and I completely forgot, you can dive underwater. Because it's been a while since I had to do that. And the whole purpose of this room was I was supposed to jump in the water, dive under, and you have to fight a few enemies. But then there's an opening that you go through to enter a different room, and it allows you to climb up the wall so you can get to the upper part. So you can light the fire and solve the puzzle.
Okay.
The thing that I miss that's been in older games that are not in newer ones, there were zero interruptions explaining how I was supposed to solve this puzzle. right? Like when I walked in, I just had to sit there and just figure it out. And this isn't the only
Right.
puzzle I've had to do that for this game. And it made me think of like how now, the moment I entered the room, there would have been a camera cutscene to show me where the thing is and the things that it's supposed to activate, right? And then it would have been somebody talking or War talking to himself. Oh, we need to light those fires and everything. And then something would have been like, I wonder what's in the water. And like, I need to get to this back. Like it would have been immediate. And it made me think of Ragnarok, where there's a specific part. Do you remember the one with the geysers? And you're supposed to like turn the geyser on and throw the axe to freeze the water so you can climb across.
Yeah.
And I just remember there was one part where I stepped into the area and immediately, before I was even close to a geyser, Loki's like, look, geysers, I think we should freeze those to get across. And it was like, bro, I didn't even, like, you didn't give me a chance to even look. Like, I didn't get a chance to try and figure anything out. Or it made me think of like what Uncharted, as much as I love those games, especially I noticed in the later ones, the moment you walk into a new room, the camera, like it'll be a cutscene where the camera shows you the things that you need. It's like, oh, look, there's a yellow thing to climb. Oh, look, there's this button. Oh, look, there's this thing spinning that we needed to stop spinning. So you immediately know, okay, climb the wall, hit the button, the thing stops spinning. And it's like in the old games where it was just, nah, you just walk into the room. Like there was no cutscene showing me the thing at the top. I saw the bomb and I saw the red crystals that I knew needed to blow up. And then I noticed the little gas coming out of the tubes and I'm like, oh, that needs to be set on fire. And then as I'm walking around, I see this upper platform with a machine on it. And I'm like, okay, I probably got to get up there. And I just had to think how to get up there. And I do miss that, where it felt like for the puzzles, especially in a not puzzle game, when it's an action platformer game with puzzles, let me figure out the puzzle. That's part of it. Let me have fun to figure out. Or somebody went online and figured it out. So if I can't figure it out, I don't mind looking it up online. But give me a chance to try before you immediately. And that's what's funny is because for Darksiders, there is a companion. There's some ghost that kind of follows you around and will talk to you after you complete like main missions and everything. And he's like, oh, good, blah, blah, blah. You did this to let you know, okay, now is the appropriate time to go back to like the main guy. So there is a companion that follows you around. Pure silence. War doesn't talk to himself. Like when I was in this room going for 20 minutes, there wasn't even music in the background. Like it was just pure silence. Figure it out. And I missed that.
Yeah, that's how it should be. A couple times, like I'm really big on like not insulting my intelligence. Like I've said it a couple times with a couple other things, and I kind of feel like it does when they do that. God of War really exposed it a little bit, the recent ones, because it was just like everybody is with him for the sake of them having all these conversations.
Yep.
And then they do give away puzzles where before the original God of Wars, you did have to figure it out. And there were times where you just kind of was just sitting there in the area until it was done. And it wasn't an issue. I think everybody liked the games, right? And they're iconic games. So it wasn't like we hated it. The hints need to be dialed back a lot.
Yes.
It doesn't have to go away completely, but they do need to be dialed back a lot. It does get really ridiculous where it's almost to the point where it's like somebody could say, oh, I should probably type in 15, 13, 5 into that safe over there. I wonder if that's going to open it. It's like, that's how it gets to that point. It's like, what? Like, like, how would you even know that? Or, oh, look at that crack in the wall. What happens if I throw my hammer through it or something? It's just silly. It's silly stuff. I was initially turned off by Wolverine's leaks at one point. Because for one, I wasn't trying to see it. It just sort of appeared. And then he was doing the same thing. And I was just like, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just kind of a thing with modern gaming. Hopefully, it's not going to happen with the bigger people, but hopefully there's more third party that start to make some games that are like, you know, more grand, you know, and keeping up with what everybody wants. and then they don't do that. But at this
That'd be
point, that's
nice.
just wishful thinking. Yeah. And shout out to Darksiders overall. It does look like a fun little game.
It is.
If people ain't really gotten into it, so they got enough time to go get all three, play through them before the fourth one comes out. And really get into it. And it is
The fifth one. The fifth one
the
called
fifth
4.
one.
It's 1, 2, 3, Genesis 4.
Well, alrighty. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess we could take a look at the middle of the road, what I like to call our unofficial sponsor, which is Epic Games. Epic Games likes to give out free titles every week. We were talking about a couple of them, or showcased one at least, where they were, giving out. They gave out a fighter that you played, and they like to give out up to 2 games, sometimes 3 games, in the same week, which is pretty cool. But the title that they are giving out this week, from now to March 26th, is Electrician Simulator. I did speak on that before. Proceed with caution in real life. Just have fun with the game itself. Also, they have World of Worship. I believe this is just a pack to the game, but that's available right now as well. And then next week, from March 26th to April 2nd, it is crazy to say April already. The year is just flying. But we got Haven Dock. Don't know much about it, but Haven Dock is one of them. And then Hyper Echelon. I don't know much about that one either, but hey, free is free. Remember, you do not need a credit card for this profile that you create. Just create the profile, and then you can log into it from any PC device that you just so decide to get, handheld, laptop, tower, whatever. And then you have all the games that you downloaded, right? Or at least saved. But yeah, so 2 games this week, 2 games next week. Now, as far as news is concerned, usually this is free games and news, like quick news. The only other thing I did want to mention, because I thought about it last second and wrote it down. I think it was announced that Digimon Time Strangers is going to have its DLC in 2027, apparently. And I think
more DLC in 2027.
Yeah, more DLC, I guess. And then I was going to mention they already have like season pass kind of thing going on, but the game is going to be ongoing for that year.
Yep.
Funny enough, like when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, that's 2 years out. And I was like, I had to think about it. Like, no, that's not 2 years out. Like, time is just moving that fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything you want to mention as far as like the Amazon game, man, or anything?
No, just don't forget to pick up the games if you are a Prime member. That's gonna go on for about like maybe 2 more weeks, and then they'll have the next. Although they give you like 2 months to still pick them up to begin with, anyways. As they don't, when they refresh to the new month, they don't completely get rid of the old month yet. So you still have like an extra month to still grab stuff. But I believe the big game was Borderlands, or I think Tiny Tina.
Okay.
So yep, still go ahead and grab those.
All right, what's up with the gacha game malware update? What's up with that?
Yeah, so let me make sure I get the name right. All right, so this one gacha game, free to play game, called Duet Night Abyss, had to apologize because they sent out an update, and in the update was a piece of malware.
Wow.
The one of the Trojan Umbral Stealer ones, which was, it's years old, but what it does is if it's if it's in the computer, any sort of things you type, it takes a record of and sends it to somebody, and any websites you visit, it takes a record. So the idea is supposed to be, you have this downloaded, you open up like a bank thing and log in. So it's able to know your login information and what bank thing you used,
Oh
or any
no.
sort of cards or any sort of login info. So another issue would be when you know how they always try to warn people have different passwords for like different
Hmm.
things. Part of that reason is let's say you didn't go to a bank thing, but you decided to log on to like I don't know one of the social medias and you have to actually log in. It'll copy that information and then start checking through emails. Like, right, if you log in with your email address, they try to use that same password in your email address, and then now they have access to your email. Then they scroll down and look for bank information, and now they know what bank you're in or whatever other accounts you have, and they're able to steal that information. Right? So it copies all keystrokes and sends it out remotely. Uh and as well as take screenshots. It can take screenshots of your computer and send them. Uh
Jeez.
so they uploaded it within 24 minutes. They realized it was there, and then they were able to like send out a new update to fix it within 2.5 hours. So they're like,
Well, at least they move
like
quickly.
yeah,
Yeah.
they move quickly. And what helped is for most people, if they have a like any sort of decent virus protection, it would have caught it and like blocked it immediately because again, it is an old virus, so they all would have been updated to know how to block this thing. As long as you have virus protection, it would have like clocked it. So hopefully not that many people got hit by it. But yeah, they had sent this out and they're like, our fault. We like, we gotta fix it. We this is a despicable thing, our bad. So as like a apology, they let you claim 15 total rewards within the gotcha game. That was what they gave out. They 5 copies of something that boosts rewards earned and 10 prismatic hourglasses, which is like 10 free gotcha pulls from the game. So they got 15 rewards is their way of saying sorry.
How popular is this title?
Uh Not sure. Let's see find out.
Because I mean, if it's not that popular, it probably wouldn't be as big of a deal right away. But
As of March 2026, it has a stable Steam general player base of 800 to 1100 concurrent players.
all right, well,
But not a lot.
so it's right there with Astrobot. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, let's move forward. Last thing I really have here, I was just gonna say let's just give
sorry, real quick, is that it says due to issues with the mobile client, it's estimated a significant majority of active players are on PC Steam version and only 25% are on mobile. So there is a mobile one too, but it just doesn't work that well. So there
okay.
might be more players, but yeah.
All right. The only other thing I was just gonna say is let's just give I guess a quick update to the games that we're playing, and it's funny because for me, it's like it's kind of the same ones because I haven't been playing as much as I would want to because of so many things that I have going on right now. But technically, I'm supposed to be finishing Liza P and finishing the last or 2 generations ago Wolverine game, Wolverine Uncaged. And I am gonna still work on it. I just haven't been getting as much sleep as I needed to, which I'm gonna work on that tonight. Actually, just go ahead and go to bed. But yeah, those are the games that I've been playing. Still having fun with them. And then I have my arcadey stuff. Obviously, I have been showing recently the new WWE game. That's more of an arcadey thing for me. And then the racers, obviously. The tennis game was the one I did finish, but Mario Tennis Fever is like my only thing that I finished. But how about you? What's going on?
All right, so I've been playing, of course, Darksiders 1. And I've been on Switch. Like, I took a small break for like a few weeks, but I've been playing through the first Hades game, which
All
has been
right.
pretty good. I've been enjoying it. I've also played, of course, as you've seen, some DNF Duel. And I've been kind of trying out some other games as well. So I tried out this one called the Darkside Detective, which is super point and click, story driven, but it's like a little goofy adventure where it is purely narrative and point and click. But also from Epic Free. And I tried out this other game because I was looking for a new card game. So Solitarica, which is very similar to what was that game? What was the one that Balatro? It's very similar to Balatro, but more themed around solitaire instead of poker. And more like of a magic theme behind it, but it's basically the same type of game. Like completely. It's a roguelike deck builder with playing cards.
Okay.
So I've been playing those. With the bro and sis, we've been playing Fall Guys still. A lot of hours in the Fall Guys. That's my game. And right now I think that's it. That's the main stuff that I've been playing. Oh, and of course we're playing Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh yeah, Left 4 Dead. Shout out to Left 4 Dead. That should be some fun.
Yeah.
To hop into. I'm gonna have more footage of the first one soon. But yeah, that's I think that's the show. We managed to do it. And if there isn't really anything else, I think it's a nice, cool 30 plus minutes, which is smooth for me. Yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I will catch you next week. Peace.